Greetings, my name is Ravna Mani, Creative Director, Founder for Jamaica's Best School Band, and today I'll be giving you a backstory on JBSB. What inspired me to create JBSB is my own creative journey. When I first discovered my talent for songwriting, for even my vocal talent, I was still under my parents' roof, and I was raised in a very strict religious cult. No radio, no television, no cell phones, no computers, and so that didn't give you much room to really enhance your creativity. So I had to leave, and when I left, I found the journey very rough and tough, and didn't know anyone, didn't know where to go, didn't have any information what to do. And so when I got to the point of feeling like I would give up, I decided to, expand or diversify my portfolio, so to speak, and then I ran into Etana's road manager at the time, Mr. David Smith. He encouraged me to create a television show. Brainstormed the idea a bit during a session with Gumption Band, and at the time I was a big fan of the reality shows Making the Band and America's Best Dance Crew. And so through all of that brainstorming, JBSB was born. We started with 2 schools in our pilot season back in 2012, and having to travel across Jamaica to groom the bands, form the bands, we ended up with 8 schools when we decided to start the competition in 2014. Since then, we've been across 12 parishes, visited over 400 schools. I stopped counting at 400 to include primary schools. And we are now where we have 200 schools that have participated in the competition, more than 3,400 band members, student musicians that have performed on the JBSB stage. We also have 11 of the 14 parishes represented in JBSB. The gap that I saw in the Jamaica music and education system was the need for support for talent. Many of us will think that natural talent and you can just go on natural talent, but really and truly it needs training, we need grooming, and we need support. Right? So the talent is the starting point, not the finishing point. So that's one. Another thing was the music business education, where we need to learn how to value and protect our creative efforts, our creative works, our ideas. Yes. So those were just 2 of the gaps that I saw at the beginning, and so we have structured the program in a way to help students to understand those things. When we go on the pre-competition school tour, we have with us representatives of JCAP, that's the Jamaica Association for Composers, Authors and Publishers. We also have the representative of JIPO, that's the Jamaica Intellectual Property Office. Thanks to Miss Sophia Clark, who is an IP attorney, who also take the time out to travel with us from time to time. And so that's just one aspect of it. The number of students that have gone on to a career since JBSB is of course a growing number, but first I must say that learning to play a musical instrument is always a win. Any psychologist, psychiatrist will tell you how beneficial it is to learn to play a musical instrument. Since we got started, to date, 144 band members, students have gone on to a career. Not just on stage, but they're also back teaching some of them at their alma maters, and are coaching bands for JBSB. There's also those that are solo artists who you might well know, people like Prince Saj, who was the lead vocalist of the Seafort, the winning Seafort band. He is now an award-winning gospel DJ. Talking about people like Janelle Mills, who works out with Romain Virgo and his band, but is launching a successful solo career. Rick Jam, who is always on tour, who just dropped his debut album. He got signed right off the JBSB stage to Irie Youth Productions, Irie Youth Records, and have been touring. Members of that same winning Stats band is also touring with him. I would say all the students that were in that Stats band, or most of the students that were in that Stats band, are now professional musicians. So again, 144 is my calculation. It could be a lot more. And of course, here in 2026, we want to add to that number.
Jamaica's Best School Band, hosted by Raven Amani. Yeah, she discovered all the talents for us as well. So from 2014, I give thanks for that experience. So, and that at the final in 2016, Philip was the judge for that event, and I went up there and say, yo, it's my time. I'm gonna do this. Despite win, lose or draw, I just gonna do it for the music. And there I go. I did music. I sing right through until when the other team won, the other school won. I think it was Alpha Boys won. Yeah. And after the whole event, yeah, Philip came to me and he said, yo, need to get your number, you know, need to do some music together. And I said, yo, yeah man, right through, I gave him the number. We exchanged numbers, and from there it was just greatness after, you know. Yeah, man, I give thanks.
My personal journey has influenced how I structure and design the competition, being that I discovered my creative bone, so to speak, from very early on, but it couldn't explore it because, of course, there was strict rules in my home as to no radio, no television, no music. A woman's place is in the home, and my only thing to do in life was to become a homemaker, a wife, a mother. I'm not knocking that. There's no shade to the women who that's their path. But for me, I always felt like there was more. There could be more. And again, it was my creativity. I was heavy on my exploring my creative side. And so the need for support, again, always come in to play, because when you get into pursuing the dream, you realize that talent, as they say, is a very small part, and without support, it's very, 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 very difficult. How do you define the best when it comes to school bands? Now, how the competition is structured is by our judges scoring each performance from our list of criteria. Those criteria include presentation, originality, interaction with audience, all these key elements of a great performance. And so when the bands prepare for the JBSB stage, all of these elements have to be taken into consideration. And as they go through the rounds, 4 rounds of performances, each round a little bit more difficult, a little bit more technical. And if you can go through these rounds and you get a high score each time, yes, you're the best, Jamaica's best school band. My role in shaping the artistic direction of the performers and the bands is more of a facilitative role, where I provide the support that the teachers would need and the band members would need, because there are some schools who are without teachers but they still do have band members who want to be a part of the JBSB experience. And so, as I mentioned, they are without instruments. It's really a case where some of the teachers are going way above and beyond, you know, to have the students participate. And so my role is to support the teachers, the music teachers, and so we also call on the wider music industry, experienced and established musicians and practitioners in the industry to join forces to provide the support. My plans for JBSB over the next 3 years is to be able to include more schools from across the island and to prepare our bands for the international market. The support of the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport has gone a far way in authenticating JBSB, validating us of sort, and strengthening our reach in terms of a network to help to facilitate the transition of our students from the school system into the entertainment industry. As a sponsor, the benefits supporting JBSB is the direct impact on the next generation of cultural ambassadors and possibly icons, persons who are being nurtured, mentored, and rewarded with the requisite skills to carry on Jamaica's rich cultural legacy. To participate or volunteer in JBSB, contact us on 876-348-3001, email georgiamedia@gmail.com, that's GORJAmedia@gmail.com, or DM us at JBSB Nation on all our social media platforms.